Good afternoon.
Hello.
What's up, Josh?
Oh, just a beautiful Tuesday in Iowa.
Yeah, I need to come to Iowa. I actually had
Yes.
somebody send me a message the other day and said, "Do you ever come to Iowa?" And I'm like, "I probably should sometime. I probably should. Yes,
At
for
least
sure.
once.
Yes, yes." And you know what's crazy? I've never been to Texas either. Somebody asked me the
Really?
other day if I've ever been to Texas, and I was like, "No, somehow I've never been to Texas." I landed in Dallas once, but anyway, I need to come to Iowa. So the week it's only Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about everybody else, but my world is on this axis right now that seems to be on the Autobahn.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is
Well, I
crazy.
mean, you do have a pretty busy week ahead of you, so
Yeah, yeah, it is really crazy. So it's car show week for me, which usually is crazy, but it's a different level of crazy this week because I'm behind personally. I'm just behind. Still a different format and stuff. And so I'm just,
yeah.
yeah, I'm behind, but I'm going to catch up. But crazy thing that I will let everybody know that I was just telling Josh offline is my customer today. I thought I had like this great easy day doing a little bit of training in my shop, working with the kids. My kids are here, young girl, everything's great. We're having a good time chatting, taking it easy. We know we're going to be done about 1 o'clock. I knew I'd have about an hour or so to get ready before the show, and I never picked up my phone, which, if you know me, I usually am like glued to my phone, not like using it, but like you can usually text. And if you don't hear back from me pretty quickly, it's pretty rare, right?
Yep.
And we were just having a great time. I never looked at my phone. Picked up my phone at 1 o'clock. So it's 2:30 my time. I picked up my phone at 1:16 to look down to my customer saying, "Can we upgrade it to a ceramic coating?" And he texted me at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So how do you say no at that point? Because I should have seen the message way before, so that's like on me. So I sent him a message back and said, "Yeah, sure." No
Sorry, forgot to
problem.
respond.
Yeah, I should actually pull the footage off my security cameras in my shop because I'm sure you saw all the girls go, "Oh," and oh gosh, it was so crazy. So, yeah. So I'm going to be polishing for the next couple hours and doing a ceramic, but the girls are rallying. They're out there working. And so, yeah, good times. Always an adventure. As my friend Tony Mazel would say, how does this stuff always happen to you?
Luck of the draw.
Yeah, yeah, so crazy. We've had some friends joining us. That's so nice. So how's your shop this week?
Just it's crazy busy this time of year. It just
Yeah.
we can't catch a break. It's just nonstop.
Yeah, it is really, really crazy. And that's what I feel. And like, I keep having people call, and it's like so nice to have people call, but they go, I have 3 cars I need to schedule.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's a little bit crazy. A little crazy, but we're glad you guys are all here. We got all kinds of people joining us. We have Chad. That's so nice. Hi.
Hi, Chad.
Oh, what? Driving back from a date. That's
You suck.
Yeah, I'm like, how am I gonna say that and be like nice? That's awful. I miss Robin.
I do
I
too.
never get to spend any time with her.
I know it's a bummer.
I love
Even at
Robin.
like SEMA and MTE, we don't get to spend much time
Yeah,
together. It's a bummer.
yeah. It's like a few minutes. Well, and she was just in Boise a couple months ago, and I think I saw her for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It was terrible. You know, Tara,
Hi,
what's
Tara.
up? Thanks for joining us. Andy Stilly, Hot Cooper car show for me too. That's nice. Hot Copper. I can't read. You know why I thought Coopers? Because I'm getting my Mini Cooper ready for the car show.
Yep. Yep.
I thought you were going to say you were working on a Mini Cooper. Totally got the Mini Cooper all dialed in today. Very good. I even killed the battery. I did the engine. You know what I did find out? And it's not one of our products, so I'll say it offline, but I did find a product that will fully eat through the paint in the engine
Oh,
bay. Not good. Uh, you know how people say like punctuation is important?
yeah.
Dilution is important too.
Yeah.
Dilution is important. So I'm training somebody, right? And so I tell her, I go, this is why we try stuff like this like bonsai stuff. We try this on our own cars and not
Yeah.
customer cars.
Yep.
This is exactly why. It was not a car candy product. So that's good. Dalton Cash, what's up? Hope everyone's doing
Hey,
well. We
Dalton.
are great. Yes, we're great. All right, Travis Aldridge kicking it off with I purchased my first two car candy products, Hydro X and Chocolate Thunder. Very good choices. Really
Yeah,
enjoy Hydro X waterless wash. I used it on my vacation a lot on my vacation to Central Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Love it.
love us
I
some Hydro X.
love Hydro X. So good. So good. Keith Duplessis checking in on the kids. Candyland time. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Duplessis.
And he says Tony's not wrong. Tony is not
Tony,
wrong.
Tony's never wrong.
He's never wrong. Never wrong. So funny. Dalton says, send some of those customers my way, Josh.
I may have to.
It's getting a little crazy out there. It's getting a little crazy out there. Well, since Travis brought it up, why don't we pick this part of the show and everybody in the chat can chime in too. Travis already answered. So Josh, what was your favorite car candy product of the week?
I'm gonna go with Sweet Elite Interior Cleaner.
Okay.
Yeah, I just, I cleaned one of my loaner cars and parked it outside, got in it the next day, and holy cow, it still smelled good.
Smells so good. Yeah. And I think I said this on the last show, but I'll say it again. I have customers that, of course, they don't know what I do. They don't know what I do outside my shop, right? So it's like living a double life, but they'll text me and say, I love whatever interior cleaner you used. Like they're actually like noticing that something's different. And I love that. So yes, that we go through a lot of that here.
Yeah.
Mine for the week is very unexpected. It's the eraser. The water spot remover. I have used so much of that this week. It has not even been funny. And actually what has happened is I've had a few of my customers' cars get hit by my neighbor's sprinklers. And in like no time it leaves. Like at that Sprinter van I did the other
Hmm.
day, he parked there for 10 minutes, the whole side of it. And it was still wet when I caught it and it didn't
Yeah.
matter. It still set in water spots. So rinsed the whole thing down with the eraser. It made it so I just sprayed it and then washed it like normal. Totally gone. Perfect. And then I just used it on this whole truck today. We literally had to do the wheels, the sides of the truck, the hood, and it just was great. So where you will normally not hear me talk about acids or water spot removal, because it's really not my thing.
Yeah.
It has been, I've used it multiple times this week.
Sometimes you just need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the other one that I tried though, that I haven't even gotten to tell you this. I got to try Citrusolve yesterday.
Oh, I love that stuff.
Yeah. So we had a Grand Cherokee, oh no, I can't, Summit.
Hmm.
And so it had really nice interior, but it was like that light gray
Yep.
and it was really stained. And Delaney was getting frustrated and she was like, I'm not like, I don't feel like the seats are looking better. And I was like, hold on, I think I have something for us to try. I think this is like exactly where we pull this out, you
Hmm.
know, where it's like the gray and the grease is set in, it's ground in, they've got dogs. I mean, the interior cleaner is going to handle 95% of what you need it to, but this was like worn leather with grease and
Yeah.
dirt. And the Citrusolve made all the difference in the world. Totally
I
felt
bet.
safe to use. I was a little bit worried because I've never used a cleaner like that.
Yeah.
And so for those that don't know, Citrusolve is a solvent-based interior cleaner. Now, I
Yeah.
don't know a whole lot about the science behind it. I just know that it's like Josh had told me, the heavy hitter. This is like when you're pulling
Yeah.
out all the stops, right? I did not feel like it caused any damage or any
No.
additional wear. I felt totally safe using it. It did a great job. It was great. Yeah, loved it. And it was
Yeah.
one that
I've
I was worried to try it. It was
had
great.
really good success getting blue jean stains off of leather with it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I was like, this is so nice to have this. This is great. So anyway, I was super excited about that. But so eraser and Citrusol, totally unexpected.
Nice.
Let's see. All right, Hydra detailing. Well, first he said, hi, all. Hi, Hydra. And he says, I wish I could say my favorite product of the week, but I'm a Belgium detailer.
We're working on it, buddy. I promise.
Yeah, very good. We
Um,
wish you could say one
before
too.
before we move on, I do want to wish a very good friend of ours, Sarah Riles, a happy birthday today.
Is it her birthday?
It's her birthday. Yep.
Sarah, you weren't going to say anything. Happy birthday and good afternoon. Thanks for being here. What a way to spend your birthday with
Yeah.
me and Josh. That's awesome.
Sarah's one
Uh,
of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
yes, yes. And while we're talking about that, if you have not listened to the last episode of the IDA
Yeah.
podcast, it was Sarah and telling her whole story, which awesome. There was some really great things that, things that she faces that maybe some of the rest of us don't. So definitely go listen to, if you don't listen to the IDA podcast, please do. Sarah was the last episode. Frank says happy birthday to Sarah. That's nice. That's nice. Frank, what's your favorite car candy product? You got to chime in on this. Okay, so then we did have a topic of the week as well that I posted on the cover photo. I forgot to make it a big deal in the group. But anyway, the question was, let me see if I can remember it. If there was any process of a detail that you wish you could be more efficient at, what would that be?
So I thought about that since you
Mm-hmm.
put that, put it on there.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty efficient at the detail end of things. I think where I can get better is the admin thing,
Yeah.
you know, because I struggle, we get a decent amount of cars from dealerships and stuff, and then entering everything into the system and then
Mm-hmm.
having make sure everything's completed. That's kind of where I struggle with efficiency is finding a good process for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And I think, that's always like the biggest challenge when we meet with all these business owners is it really is the business side because we can teach everything we know on processes, right? And people can come to training and I actually realized that like we really need to figure out how to do more business
yep,
training. And I had actually thought about that with our distributor here. I thought, I wonder if I can go do a day of just business training because we do the process all the time. But man, the business is where most people struggle. And it's the part that can make or break you.
yeah,
And I know, and I always laugh and I throw myself under the bus is that like my scheduler needs to be fired. And she is me, right? Because I'll just do ridiculous things. I won't look at like what's backed up to what, or I won't put something in the schedule and the car will just show up. And
yeah,
then you can't really turn the customer away at that point, or I'll triple, quadruple book myself. I mean, like, and it's just something because I'll talk to people and I'm such a people pleaser by nature that everything is like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. I got you. And yeah, it creates havoc for myself. And just like today, I didn't never checked my phone. I mean, I really should have glanced at it at some point, and then a lot of frustration out there right now could have been dealt with. But it
yeah,
is a lot of time. It is me. I'm the problem.
yep.
But
I'm same
the
way.
yeah, and the admin stuff is really hard. I think for a lot of shops, it's, ordering product and knowing, what they have in backstock and having backstock, right? How many detailers do we hear that they're halfway through their day and they're like, I don't have enough coding,
Yeah,
and like that happens all the time and that can literally ruin your whole day.
that
Um,
that is one thing I learned very on is I've always got at minimum a month's worth of product in
yeah.
my shop to keep us going.
Yeah, yeah. But it's hard to learn that process. I know I was probably 7 years in before I learned that you have to have backup of everything,
Yep.
even a pressure washer. I mean, I keep a pressure washer in my shed, brand new in the box, because if your pressure washer goes down, if you're like me, I mean, you might have more than one in your shop, but if you're like me and you only have one pressure washer and that pressure washer goes down, your day can be ruined, wrecked or something major, an air compressor. If one of your major machines goes down, it could
Yep.
really ruin your day. So yeah, that part of like learning to be a business owner, that really is the hardest part. For me, if I had to figure out how to be more efficient at anything, I don't think it's a process. I think it's staying on task.
Yeah.
I think that, working by myself, like, cause actually, I mean, I kind of like pride myself and say that I am like the queen of efficiency. And I kind of am when I'm actually working, but it's like staying on task. I'm very much like squirrel, like things will, grab my attention and so for me, like I have, um, made a business that runs pretty much by itself. And I have majorly repeat customers. Their cars are really easy. But the problem is when you get like that, you become complacent where you're like, they drop the car off at 9 and I think, oh, well, I've got till 5 to do this and I only need to work 2 hours. Well, guess what? 2 hours I work 3 to 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm like dying crazy instead of just starting at 9 and being done by 11. So I think that's like probably my efficiency thing is time management when I have a lot of balls in the air. I mean, I get everything done, but it's not pretty. Not pretty. Right? Yeah. All right. So let's see. I think we've got a couple answers here in the chat. So Sarah, going back to Citrusol, did you dilute it? Yes. I believe I did it about 3 to 1. So if I remember right, the instructions said that it could go up to 10 to 1.
Yep.
And that for really, really dirty stuff, you could do 1 to 1.
Yeah.
I felt like 3 to 1 was fair because these seats were gray. They were pretty dirty. I felt really safe at 3 to 1, but what do you typically use it as?
We usually go 3 or 4 to 1.
Okay. Yeah. I felt like that was probably a good spot. I do know that when it does come to dilutions, I always tend to be a little on the heavy side like, well, if I'm pulling this out, it's because I want it to work. Right.
Yeah. And that's kind of what to us. If we're going to use it, we need to use it.
I mean, right. Yeah. It's because I need to. So I knew that 1 to 1 was probably unnecessary, but I felt safe at 3 to 1, 4 to 1. I think that's probably right. Well, I'll land on it too. I don't think I would ever do it 10 to 1. Just because unless it's your only interior cleaner, right?
Yeah.
But, yeah. And she said, thank you guys for the happy birthday wishes. So I think this is going back to what's your favorite product. Frank's is Sweet Elite Rinseless. Dude, absolutely, I love that buddy. Too. Oh, so good. So good. I love the smell and truly because now my kids do the car prep because they're home from school, right? And I love walking out into my shop and it smells so good. So, so good. All right. Chad CME says, Sweet Elite was awesome at the car show we attended 2 weekends ago on a hot summer week of inventory on hand. Oh, wait. Hold on. Why did that just... I still don't have this thing fixed where we can read. On a hot summer day, it was a lifesaver. No streaking, even on hot bike paint. That's awesome. I have not had to use it in the sun yet, so that's good to know. I forgot they went to 2 car shows that week, right?
Yep.
I forgot about that. That's awesome. I'll have to remember to take some of that this weekend.
Yeah, 128 to 1 is killer for a quick detailer. No streaking.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to take some. I'm taking my Mini Cooper to the car show and the Challenger, but I decided I wanted to park there. Pristine says, great advice. Your backup tools don't need to be the best, just good enough to keep you running. Yes. Yeah. Keeping a few weeks of inventory on hand also helps protect against the price increases as supply chain issue. Yes, absolutely. So I'm glad you said that because there is a lot of, my pressure washer does happen to be the same exact one, but I mean, we're talking like $200 pressure washer. But my steamer is a nice Macola, but my backup is the $69 one from Harbor Freight.
Yeah.
And it sits in a cabinet in my house, and it is literally just in case the main one goes down, we can still keep working. Because that's another one. I couldn't live without my steamer. I could not live without it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I have backups for my pressure washer. I don't have a backup for my air compressor, but I'm pretty faithful on my air compressor. And then I have a backup steamer. I have a backup vacuum. Pretty much anything that runs that has to be part of the day, I keep a backup. And then obviously I have 12 backup polishers.
Yeah. Yeah. Polishers is one thing I have plenty of.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a whole polishing wall. It's great. I hardly use any of them, but it's great. Well, very good. That's such a good point.
Yep. And he brings up a good point about the inventory too. I mean, I've always had enough on hand to last me a month, but during COVID, you almost had to have, a couple months.
You had to get what you could get. Yeah. While you could get it for sure. And I'm the same way with my polishing pads. I have a whole set of everything that I have out. I have a whole set in packages stored away that doesn't get touched because I just don't ever want to be like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just the same way with my pads. I don't ever want to have to, worry about using a bad pad. And, so I'm kind of a weird on that. But definitely the product. I keep plenty of product. and I always tell people, it's kind of like, I try to liken it to, and we've all done it, and maybe some of us still do it, and it's totally fine, but I call it like living paycheck to paycheck, you know, and you have to treat you kind of have to treat your product like a bank balance too, right? Like you can't run it down to zero all the time, because it'll start to bite you in the butt. For sure. Christine says, yeah, don't skimp on the backup buffers. Yeah.
Never.
Never. I do have a couple that are down right now. And it is really nice to have backups.
Yeah.
It really is. I have backup plugins. I have backup battery ones. You know, and I joke and say that I don't use them. I do, but I mean, I only use about 4 of the 12 that are on the wall. And so today we did have to pull out 2 that we don't normally use. And Delaney did look at me and say, I really like this polisher. But you know what's funny? You'll laugh at this. So last week she was out there by herself. So she grabbed a polisher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she grabbed the Flex forced action battery tool. And she goes, what the heck is this? That thing is terrible. And I go, did it have the number 8 on the handle or the number 15? And she goes, it had the number 8. That seemed nicer. And I was like, no.
Yeah, that one's going to fight you a little bit.
Yeah. I was like, if you don't know what you're doing with that, which still is me, I cannot figure it out. I said, that thing will take you on a ride. And she was like, that was terrible. But I mean, they're great machines if you know what you're doing. But you don't just pick that one up and think you're just going to polish a window real quick. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So today I handed her the 15 and she was like, this thing is great. So funny. So funny. And of course I grabbed one of my corded machines and knocked everything off the counter I'm like, this is why I don't use corded machines. But anyway, what's your favorite backup, Josh? What do you have for backups in your shop?
So, I mean, I've got a ton of polishers. I didn't have a backup steamer, as crazy as that sounds.
Okay.
And my steamer crapped out about 2 weeks ago, so I was stuck without a steamer. So I had to quick order one, had to pay for overnight shipping, ended up costing me considerably more than it would have if I'd just had a backup.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I ended up with the Harbor Freight, because I do the Macola, and you know, you can change them out if they have a warranty issue, but that could cost you a week and a half.
Oh yeah.
So now I have and what's funny too is what I found. I used to break my steamer quite often, and I would kind of be put in a lurch. And ever since I bought this backup from Harbor Freight, the $69,
never had to use it.
Never had to use it.
Yeah.
It's never broken again. That's usually the way it goes. Same thing with the pressure washer. Once I bought a backup, it sat there brand new in the box for the last 2.5 years. Haven't had any problems with my pressure washer. So funny. So funny. All right. I see you guys all here. You got to jump in. Tell us what, if you wish you could be more efficient at one thing, what would it be? And it doesn't have to be, I mean, it can be anything in detailing. What do you wish you were more efficient on? So real quick, what do we have coming up for events?
It's actually pretty quiet for the next couple of weeks. You've got your car show this weekend.
I do have my car show this weekend, and I'm glad when that's over, but that'll be fun. And then I'm going to Colorado next month, which will be really fun. So I don't have all the specifics yet, but I believe it's the 3rd weekend in July. I'll be in Colorado at a couple of the Colorado Detail Supply locations. So stay tuned for that. But super excited. They're a newer distributor on board, and they're doing an absolute killer job, you know, highlighting the products and stuff. So that's been really fun to watch. Really fun. So we've got that coming up. And then I know we're going to tease it all year, but you guys, SEMA this year, we have crazy ideas. Crazy ideas.
Yeah. We've had a few emails going back and forth today that it's going to be wild.
Yeah. So fun. So fun. Okay. Let's see. This thing's crazy. Okay. Christine said my ozone machine died, and I've been using the chlorine dioxide cups until I want to spend the money repairing my ozone. Okay. So here's a question for you. I switched from an ozone machine to the chlorine dioxide cups, and it's all I use now. I never want to use a machine again. How do you feel about that?
I am the exact same way.
I only use the cups.
My ozone machine's been in storage for about 2 years.
Yeah. I love it. I feel like the process is more time efficient. right?
Yeah.
To use the cups than the machine. I also feel like the smell doesn't hang around as long when you use the cups, and I feel
Yep.
like they're just so darn efficient.
And it's a little
So,
safer. I actually ran across a few cars
yeah,
where a guy's left an ozone machine going too long and has
yeah,
ruined the
causes
interior of
damage
the
because
car.
it bleaches
Yep.
it. Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, I've switched to just using the cups, and I find that they're cheaper too.
Yep.
Frank says he wants to be more efficient on the business end. Yes, I really like. It's really been that it's funny that we all had that kind of answer because it really has been with me where I've been like, I want to just start doing business training and not
Yep.
always process training. You know, like I kind of just want to go down and do a business evening, down at the local distributor and be like, let's just talk about business. That would be great. All right, Keith DePlessy, same. I want to be more efficient at bookkeeping, but I got a plan to fix that, I think. Do tell, Keith. Do
I
tell.
know how. I know how. I hire an
Yeah.
accountant.
Yeah. Well, probably, but I would have a hard time having somebody else tell me how to spend my money. But I know that Keith has been looking into bookkeeping software.
Yeah.
He's going
Yep.
down that rabbit hole right now of like trying to figure out the good bookkeeping software. And so it'll be interesting to see what he finds out on that. Christine, I need to get better at staying off my phone. Even when it's podcast and educational content, it's still a constant stream of information and distraction. It's pretty bad. Yeah, I think that I totally agree with you, but I will say that when I'm working and listening to podcasts and educational content, it actually keeps me on track
Yeah.
than if I'm out seeking something to keep me entertained. So if I will put on a podcast while I'm working, I actually keep on track. So I do think that those things are actually helpful. My issue with getting on my phone while I'm working is I will go to TikTok or I'll go to Instagram and then I get off on a whole other, like I'll read about, Jelly Roll and Bunny breaking up. And then 4 hours later, like what happened? Clearly, I had no
That's
idea.
awesome.
Yeah, and then I just lose it. So that's what I need to stay away from is like the apps. But I do like podcasts and educational content for sure. Um, and normally I would say that I have that problem, but today would have been really great if I would have picked up my phone. Would have been great. We're going to be fine. We're going to recover. Frank says, Sydney, what model of steamer are you using? So I use the McCullough 1385. Now, this could be a controversial topic because there's some out there that say you need the whole, $1,200 steamer. And I think in shops like Josh, you absolutely do because you've got dealership cars. They're way dirtier than the cars I work on. You just have a much bigger load of vehicles. I do one car a day, right? And I
Yeah.
do 3 details a week and 1 ceramic. I'm only using my steamer 3 days a week, and I'm really using it for like, rinsing. I'm not doing heavy stain removal in carpets, so the McCullough for me working in a home shop is perfect. It is absolutely great. And it's safe enough for me that I know I'm not going to blow a hole in anything. I'm not going to melt anything. I'm not going to ruin anybody's turn shift knob. So I really like the McCullough. I do like the 1385 because it stands up and it holds a lot of water. I only have to fill it up once a week. Filling up water can become very cumbersome. Running out of water during a detail can really set you back. So I do like the McCullough. I don't like the smaller McCulloughs because they don't hold enough water and the steam's not strong enough. I do like the warranty that McCullough has. Um, I don't necessarily admit to them that I'm using it for commercial use, but I
Yeah.
mean, I probably only had to replace 2 in 14 years, so I don't feel bad. And I tell everybody that I use them. So I do plenty of advertising for McCullough. So I love it. You probably use what, like the Vapor More or something? You
Yep.
probably,
Yep. I got a Vapormore 1000, I think is the new
yeah,
one I
yeah,
bought.
yep. And those are great, but just depending on how big your load is how much you need to spend on a steamer. This is always one that I tell people. If you're working at home like I am, you don't need to spend that much.
Yeah. Yep. Oh
You've got
yeah.
to
If it was just me in a shop, I would not have the steamer.
Yeah, you've got to be doing really dirty cars and a pretty heavy load to justify that cost. They're great. you know, but I definitely don't need that in my shop. The Macola is absolutely fantastic for what I'm doing. All right, Sarah, the birthday girl, I need better use of my time. Yes. I feel like midway interior, I feel drained. Yep. I think that, you know, the interior, I remember back, you know, several years ago, I would get mid interior and I would feel very like defeated. And what I've really learned about doing interiors is having an SOP where you do this every car in the same exact order. And I think then you can always see light at the end of the tunnel. And I think too, I always have to remind myself that it's going to turn out great. You know,
Yeah.
that you have to remember it's going to look worse before it looks better. And once you can really come to terms with that, then you'll be more successful. But I do know interiors are hard, and it's hard to feel like you're chasing things all the time. Yesterday, Delaney and I felt like we were chasing this interior the whole time, and then all of a sudden it just clicks, and so you just kind of have to like power through. But interiors can be draining for sure. Look who showed up. Colorado Detail Supply North. So how's it going, Car Candy team? Colorado is loving all the products. We're excited to work with you all. P.S. Sweet Elite Wheel and Tire is the best smelling tire in the Sweet Elite line. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't really think of hardly any other wheel and tire cleaners that have a scent, first of all. There is another one, but it's more of just covering up the iron remover, and it
Yeah.
smells okay. But ours actually has a scent built in, and it's stable, and it smells so good.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so good.
I mean, we have pretty much started using it on floor mats and
Yeah.
only using it on floor mats because it makes
Yep.
the interior smell good.
Yes. Yes. And when you mix that with the rinseless wash in your
Oh,
shop,
yeah.
they go together
Yeah.
so good. They go together so good. All right. Here is a rabbit hole. Chad, have you have you watched my TikTok? Um, I could not be a bigger fan of the Viking barrel brush. And I will say there's not too many tools at this point that impress me or make me have this reaction. Like I feel a little bit funny. I do not work for these people, by the way. This brush is worth every penny. Every penny. And I'll tell you why. And obviously we all know I'm a huge fan of Detail Factory. I'm a huge fan of like the bougiest of the bougiest stuff, right? That brush, a couple different things. One, the no sling back is so huge for me.
Hmm.
Especially, this might be just me being a girl, but man, nothing makes me madder than on the easy detail brush when you go in and you come back and it all goes over you. It
Yep.
all the iron remover goes in my hair. I have black marks all over. I hate it. So the no sling back, but with the other barrel brushes that are flat, you can't, like a lot of these wheels have like an inner lip, right? So the barrel's actually below a lip and you
Hmm.
can't get clean. And then so you have this ring. And anyway, those are messy. I don't like the covers. I don't like to have to wash covers because then you're washing really dirty wheel covers with your towels. So I don't like the covers. I can never find them. Not a fan of those. Um, the like wheel woolies, those are kind of fine, but again, they're short and your barrels
Yeah.
are long, right? So you never get really to the back of the barrel. So this brush is as good as they say. It is 17 and a half inches long. It gets all the way to the back. It has the splash guard. The handle feels nice. I've used it on, I mean, dozens and dozens. And like our friend Kyle Clark has used it on like 100, you know, cars now, and it still looks just like the day he bought it out of the box, right? So they clean up really nice. So yes, they are as good as they say. I'll try to wrap that up. A huge fan. Honestly, like it is one of those products, like not too much, it totally impresses me. And that is one that is crazy. Really, really good. Really,
I'm
really
gonna have
good.
to get a couple.
Well, yes, you do. But what is so funny is I have so many distributors that, you know, they see my videos and where I say how much I love this darn brush. And they're like, well, how do I get it? Like I want to carry it in my store. And they're not allowing distributors to carry it.
Really?
They're keeping it exclusive. Yeah. Which I think on their part, it's probably a good business move, but it's frustrating for distributors because everybody's asking for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I love that brush. Not kidding. Love it. Love it. Love it. So that's funny that he asked me on here because I can go on about that forever and I don't work for them. Stilly's Mobile Detailing. The only way I'm going to increase efficiency is to, my screen's blocked. What do we think that says? Oh,
Invent a time machine.
invent a time machine, dial that sucker back to 1995 and I'd be 25 years old again.
Yeah.
Man, so Josh and I are the same age. If we could be back in 1995, oh, that would be
Yeah, I'd
great.
have the bowl cut and
Yeah. Yeah. God, life was great in 95. I won't give away our age, but life was great in
yeah.
95. Yeah. That's so funny. Andy, I would be interested to know how your thing turned out last night with that truck and the hazing. All right, I still can't say it. 0 day detail. Can confirm the Viking brush combined with Sweet Elite wheel and tire is a banger of a combo. Absolutely.
Nice.
So good. So, so good. And I love that you say this because normally when we think of barrels, you're thinking acid, iron remover. You've got to have something to like really cut through there. No joke. I used the Sweet Elite on
Yep.
the Mini Cooper. We never clean the barrels on the Mini Cooper. There's nothing that'll fit there, right? And they're white. And literally, without using any iron remover on those wheels, I was able to use the Sweet Elite and the Viking barrel brush 100% clean. No acid, no iron remover. So good.
The amount of
So,
calls I get from people saying, I can't believe how well the wheel and tire cleaner is, how well
yeah,
it cleans is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
Like it
yeah.
is really that good.
Right. And I can't keep it in stock. I had to run down and grab another gallon from Connor the other day because my kids go through it like nobody's business. Nobody's business. They like it. They are going through it like nobody's business. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. If we have 7 minutes left, if you guys have any more, what is your efficiency? Which obviously it seems like the trend today is everybody needs business. How could
Yep.
we put
Yep.
together a business? We should do like one of these where we just do business tips. I just
Yeah.
feel like it really is kind of it's where everybody needs help, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's
And
hundreds. If you need to know how to code a car or how to clean a wheel, you can find videos on those. I mean, I've done a couple business videos, but not really like really down into the weeds on it,
yeah. Yep.
just
And
kind of
even if you
punch.
don't think you need business help, you
Yeah.
probably do. I mean, we could all
Yeah.
get better at something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like for instance, this week, I've always thought that I had all my ducks in a row on my insurance. And I do and I don't. I mean, I met with my uh, not adjuster, what's their name? The person that does your insurance.
Your
Agent.
agent.
Not my adjuster, my agent. I met with my agent and we kind of just sat down and like really looked at everything and said, okay, what if this happened? What if, because that's obviously
Yep.
insurance is what if this happened? What if this happened? What if this happened? And, I realized there were some things that could be better and safer, and so I think a lot of times in business and our businesses change, the world changes, the world evolves, different things happen. And I think that it's always good to sit back every couple years and reevaluate all aspects, your bookkeeping, your accountant, right? Because we always say that too. Like, do you switch up accountants? Because I've always heard that, but like you should switch up accountants every 5 years just to keep things fresh eyes.
Now we've got a controller that pretty much handles everything and has
Okay.
forever.
Yeah, perfect. So it's an employee of yours,
Yeah.
right? Oh, well, that helps. Yeah. Yeah. I'm talking about like outside accountants that businesses hire. I've always been told to like switch it up every five or
Yeah.
six
Yep.
years
That's
just
not
to
a
make
bad
sure
idea.
that they don't become stagnant. But if yours is an employee, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. Hydra Detailing said, which car candy line would you choose as a professional detailer? Ooh. Okay. So I would not choose one over the other because I think that for me in my business, I have the down to the nitty gritty. We got to get moving. We got to be efficient. And that's where I'm going to choose the car candy line because it's not going to let me down. It's going to do the hard work. It's going to do the hard things.
Yep.
And then I have the social media creator in me and the I want to have things that smell good. I want to have all the experience. I want it to look good for Instagram. I'm going to choose the Sweet Elite line, which is why we developed it that way. I mean, they're just as good of products,
Oh yeah.
they're going to do all the heavy lifting, but there's going to be a show and there's going to be a scent and all of that. And so I think eventually the Sweet Elite line will get built out to where, 90% of what we would want to use would be in the Sweet Elite. But there's
Yep.
so many like banger products in the car candy line that I think like when you have water spots, like you gotta get down and do it. Like the Citrusol, like you gotta get down and get to it, right? Those are like the really heavy pro line stuff. And so I don't know that I could necessarily choose one over the other. Um, if you only gave me one wheel and tire cleaner to ever use again, it would be the Sweet Elite one. Obviously, Car Candy doesn't have a rinseless wash, so we're going to choose Sweet Elite there again. The interior cleaner, I'm going to use that on 90% of my cars, but there's going to be
Yep.
that 10% that I need the heavier stuff. So I don't know that I could choose one.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it depends on your business too. I mean, like,
Yeah,
I'm a high volume shop,
right.
so we use a lot of the car candy line because it's super
Yeah,
dilutable, it's very
yeah,
efficient, it works good. But like when I'm detailing a car, which I
yeah,
don't do every day,
right.
I'm using Sweet Elite. I
Yeah,
mean,
because I want the whole experience.
yep.
Yeah, totally. Totally. And then I mean, the Sweet Elite line's just not built out enough that I think it would be hard to say
Yeah.
I'm going to use Sweet Elite. Now, if I'm washing my car, 100% all Sweet Elite. I'm doing the ceramic detailer as my cleanup. I'm doing my wheels, my tires, I'm washing, and I'm wiping up the interior. I can 100% do my car with maybe the exception of, well, no, I could make a glass cleaner with the rinseless wash.
Yep.
I could probably clean my car with Sweet Elite. I don't know that I could clean somebody else's car completely with Sweet Elite, though. So, yeah, it'll get there, but both what do I say? Like I have this idea in my head for this reel. So you're going to see this come up where it's like a joke where I say that like car candies for like Friday and Sweet Elites for Saturday. If you know what
Yeah.
that means. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, we lost Sid. There she is.
there we go. Okay. I have ordered Josh. I have one ordered, Josh. I'll bring it down. Oh, the Viking brush.
Nice.
You're going to love it.
We did miss one comment I want to get
Well, I
to.
know my thing won't scroll back. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we
See if I
go.
can get to it.
I've got a couple that I can't scroll back to. I can see details official.
There we
Okay.
are. This is the
Oh,
one I want to
perfect.
go
Yeah,
to.
my computer wouldn't let me scroll back. So are you putting messages out of a new version of product or just change without notice or new labels like version 3? Is he talking about like car candy stuff?
Yeah, yep. So I
Okay.
think what we would like to do, and we're working on some product now.
Mhm.
I don't know that we need to make a big announcement that, hey, we
Yeah.
upgraded this, because that's kind
Yeah.
of, we're always looking to, make products better.
Hmm.
And, over the years, we're going to evolve products, and I don't think we necessarily need to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
Uh, but if something changes like drastically, then
Right.
of course.
Yeah, like especially if the use of it, the install or the pH or something like that, of course we would probably say that. But yeah, most of the time things are going to be a rolling change, because it just means that we're just tweaking it to make it a little bit better, but we don't necessarily want to negate the previous version,
Yeah.
right? We don't want to make that insignificant, and so a lot of them will just be rolling changes. And if you've ever heard anything about me, I hate when they say V2, V3. That's like
Yeah.
just not my thing. I hate versions. I hate, like, who was it that started that? AOL? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just not a fan of it. So yeah, so we'll probably rolling changes, but then if something majorly changes where, we need you to know different, my comments are really weird. If it's something major we need you to know about, then we will say like, improved or a different, or the label will completely change and then you kind of know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Okay, second one that we missed was Hydra saying, will Sweet Elite line ever come out concentrated? Probably not, because
No.
that was what we specifically made it for, was to be ready to use. However, there is obviously products that could be diluted. So obviously the Sweet Elite rinseless is dilutable, but the interior cleaner, personally, I run it at 1 to 1. because it still works great, and then I can stretch it farther. So while the interior cleaner can be used straight up, it's totally fine, not going to hurt anything. I like to dilute it 1-to-1, but that's just like my personal preference.
Yeah.
The other thing that I would see that I would not call it concentrated, but that could be diluted. I think there's a difference. There's meant to be diluted, and then there's can be diluted. So the probably, we've talked about, we've teased that one of the next products will be a dressing, and it will likely be, you could dilute it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, but it doesn't have to be. So yeah. All right. And then Chad said, thanks for the input, Sid. Love it. So did you get one, Chad? Did he already get one, or he has it on order? Or he has one and hasn't tried it? Is that what I got?
I think he has one ordered.
Has one and hasn't tried it yet. Okay. You're gonna love it. All right. Hi just says, I understand you 100%, Sydney. I use another brand with high volume and just experience products. I use the high volume during the week and then sub other brand for a nice weekend experience. Exactly. Totally. I like having the options. I like having options of, different experience. And then there's times where I'm like, please just put the chocolate thunder in a foam cannon and let it rip. Right. And then I have the, Sweet Elite wheel and tire. It just depends on what I'm in the mood for, but I like having everything.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of having everything. All right. Well, we are, these comments are being so weird. Like, this is not the one I have pulled up, but Tara says, I'm starting to think I should be offering business management services since that's what my big girl job is, and obviously do it in our detailing business. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Did I miss anything? Because my comments
are I think we got everything.
Super weird on this side. All right, kids. Well, we are at the 45-minute mark, which was our goal. This was a great episode. I think we learned a lot about what everybody needs, which is
coming
super
soon.
awesome. Yeah, definitely. So we all need to sharpen our business skills, but it's good to talk about, right? It's good to bring it to the forefront and go, you know what? Everybody needs to just kind of look at their process situation. So super great. So thank you everybody for being here today. This has been a great show. I have a truck to polish. It's super fun. Got to figure out dinner in there somewhere, but so stay tuned always to our social media. We are doing, obviously product highlights. We've got lots of great collabs going on, which is super fun. Please make sure that if you are using Car Candy products, always feel free to tag us in your stories. We'd love to reshare those. That is super fun. So please always tag us. Feel free to collab with us, everything like that. And one final happy birthday to Sarah for sure. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for spending this hour with us.
Thanks, Sarah.
We're here. So great. And so, so just stay tuned to our social media for kind of what's going on. Of course, we'll be here every 2 weeks. We appreciate everybody joining us. One last sneaking a quick question in. Josh, what coatings does Car Candy have?
So we have Premier, which is our long-term coating, rated up to 9 years.
Lovely.
We have great coating. We have Elite, which is a 3 to 5 year coating. We have our trim coating and our glass coating.
Yep, super great. Love the glass coating. Really love
very good.
Yeah, the coatings are great. Josh and I are kind of working on revamping that whole project right now, so you will start seeing more about the coatings coming out. And not that the formulas need to change, we just need to change the structure of the coating plan. So we're definitely working on that behind the scenes. So you will start to see more come out about the coatings, and we'll start talking about them more. But the formulas that are in place right now are fantastic. So
and we are working on a new one too. So
yep. So we're super excited about that coming up. So anyway, guys, I got to get back to work, but thank you for being here with us today. We super appreciate it. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
See you, everybody.
Contact coating list is perfect. Yep. Awesome. All right. Well,